Welcome to the podcast about venture capital, where investors and founders alike can learn how VCs make decisions and reach conviction. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome back to The Full Ratchet. On today's special segment of Investor Stories, the investors address trends, sectors, and markets that they think are positioned for outsized returns in the future. This is the segment called What's Next? On today's special segment, we have Ruth Foxe Blader of Anthemis. Ruth, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
I mean, again, it kind of boils down to teams. So, I think I'm trying not to make the mistake of being super obsessed with a specific sector and then, backing whoever's working on it. I love being led by entrepreneurs to areas of interest and finding out about those.
On today's special segment, we have Zhuo of Fika Ventures. TX, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Yeah, we've been very excited about payment orchestration. I think as you talked about earlier on about reducing some of the transaction costs on payments, we've been very focused on technologies that not only can reduce the transactional costs, we're looking at technologies that can provide real-time disbursements of capital. We look at technologies that can solve the cross-border payment problems. We look at payment orchestration tools that can help transaction-based lending. So we've been very focused on that category within fintech. And then on the Web3 space, we are looking for infrastructure companies that solve the issues of governance, taxation, facilitating interactions with legacy institutions. And more on the data side, we feel that everyone within the organization should have access to end customer data and be able to draw their own insights. So we're looking at a lot of self-serve data tooling that can help companies across different verticals.
On today's special segment, we have Brad Burnham of Union Square Ventures. Brad, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Well, we've spent a bunch of time on Web3. The thing that I'm personally most interested in right now, and the thing that I'm spending all of my time on, is understanding the relationship between consumers, platforms, and data, and finding ways to change that relationship to give consumers more control. We live in a world today where we go to 20 or 30 different sites, each of which has a data set that they've accumulated as a result of our interaction with them. But none of that data is really available to us as consumers. And I think we are going to, and I can't give you a time frame because I think it's kind of related to the Bug Lab story. I mean, how long will it take until we recognize that we want to be in a world where 20 or 30 sites, services, let's say, come to a consumer-controlled data store, which integrates all of that behavior across multiple silos, if you will, and presents opportunities, whether they're opportunities to learn, opportunities to engage in commerce, that are informed by the consumer's comprehensive data set. It's a very tricky transition because today, if you think about it, consumers are mostly thinking in terms of limiting the amount of data that is available to the services, because the services have, built these big businesses exploiting that data. And so consumers kind of feel, I'd rather they know less. I think we will get to a point where consumers understand that it's not about privacy, it's about control, and that we want to have a data asset that we control that allows us to have a relationship with services out there that is mediated by AI that works for us, as opposed to works for advertisers or works for shareholders.
That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, as well as the top 10 VC articles every week, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me.